You know, the other day somebody asked me why I write. I write because I'm happy. Happy to have this nappy hair that hits what hood I'm from, neighbor. Happy to have traveled and dibbled and dabbled into many things, but none quite the same as home. While roaming, I see chicken bones for good luck. Lucky is the man who walks after dark and makes it home in one part, partly because there isn't any honor among thieves. So excuse me while I steal the sky. I need to wipe my eye with something soft.
He is the word that he speaks. I mean, he is what he speaks. It's not, you know, something that is solely a gift that he has, but it's his purpose and destiny unfolding with every word that comes off of his lips. I mean, it's him actually walking in what God created him to do. So he is his own words that he speaks. I mean, it's not just poetry in the sense of entertainment. It's him expressing the life that God's put inside of him. It's awesome. It's an awesome experience to sit there and watch him just pour himself out, because those words basically are, you know, an expression of who Tim is.
Tim Swain is simply a guy on this earth, son of God, trying to do God's will. He writes, he tries to help other people, but above anything, just a guy trying to do God's will.
Awesome.
You know, the other day someone asked me why I write, and I write because I'm blessed, regardless of the fact that one of my limbs is gone. You know, yours will be too if you tried to save a little boy from being crushed under the wheels of a tractor. I write because it's the primary factor that makes you stare at me with disbelief, but believe me, your disability is worse than mine. See, I can buy fake limbs, but you can't buy a false sense of sincerity, understanding, and an unbiased mind. Roll with me as I win this race.
The brother's gonna go far. He's gonna go far, and I mean much further than I could even predict. And to even try to predict would to limit that. So all I could really say is that only God knows how far this young man can go.
Now, my favorite thing about being me is knowing that God made me. It took me some trouble, honestly, to accept myself for who I am. And my favorite thing about being me is just knowing that God created me the way that I am, and I don't have to change for anybody.
I think probably his main focus in terms of extracurricular is Hip Hop Congress. And I know he really believes in the philosophy of Hip Hop Congress. That is, teaching and spreading the goodness of music and of all the vitality that comes with that through hip hop. And he's heading up something called Congress Kids. It's a beautiful, beautiful reaching out to the community. I mean, I really do not know of any other organization at Texas State that does this. What they do is they go out to elementary school, Title I elementary schools, where typically you see the most impoverished, most marginalized, most sort of neglected youth, typically 5th grade. 5th and 6th grade is what they focus on. And they do these demonstrations very similar to what they do with Hip Hop Congress. There's like a PowerPoint presentation, but with the kids, what they do is not just educate them about diversity and about the importance of multiculturalism and multicultural schooling, but what they do with the Congress kids is they teach them about bullying. They teach them about the dangers, of course, of bullying, the dangers of drugs, of gang involvement, and they do so in a really dynamic and explosive way. I mean, it's all hip hop.
If you know Tim, you know there's just performance that just ekes out of him. I mean, it's just enormous. And so when he opened his mouth and started doing what he does, we were all stunned. He just brings in feelings and sentiments and understandings that only someone who's lived a lot can have. I think even though he has repeated his performances, particular ones to us, every time it's a little bit different. So it's almost like he gets transformed. It's almost like he goes into a trance and some channel is working through him, and this energy is just coming out. But it doesn't just stop there. It goes out to everybody else. And if you sit and watch the audience, and after you've seen him about 17 times, you can finally watch the audience because you can't take your eyes off him. But when you look at the audience and see what's happening to them as he's doing his performances, it's just amazing. Their faces. I mean, you can just see the emotion on their faces. I mean, if somebody walked in and didn't know Tim was doing that, didn't hear him or see him, just looked at those faces, they would know that they're being really moved by something.
The other day, somebody asked me why I write. And I told them, man, I write for me, myself, and I. I write to keep from getting high. Man, I write just to get by. I write because somewhere there's a person who loves another person but cannot marry. You see, when Harry met Sally, Sally met Sally, but her and she were denied equal opportunity, and Matthew Shepard was murdered by some who loved to hate, hated to love, or was submerged in ignorance. Tolerance is not an option, respect is a must. I write because guns bust and a robust boy was murdered for an iPod. It's hard. I pray to God, my Lord is the only source of my strength. That's why I write to rewrite, to have the slice of life in order to feed my appetite, to hold on to my light in life. I write because someday I'll fly. I write to battle my insecurities that plague me like locusts and death of the firstborn. I write because I don't know how to do anything else. I tried to be bigger, but I failed. I tried to play football and basketball, but I failed. And I even tried to gigolo. I tried to grow green grass to gather green dollars that would grant me to garnish my table with green beans and cornbread, but it was a gimmick. They grabbed the glimmer of my glitter and left me in cold sweats and goosebumps. I write because it's been the only thing I've been successful at. It's the only thing that helps me keep on my hat. It's like that crevice in the edge of a rock that keeps me from plummeting 2,000 feet below into crocodile-infested waters. I write because when I allow my body to bleed blue blood from a ballpoint bic, I obtain the Bible to propel myself to the highest pinnacle of whatever problem, predicament, or poor position I'm placed in. Place my fingers around the polished pen, pioneer my mental pipeline, pick precise patterns of poetry, prop a pad at point-blank perception, proceed with the procedures that program me with the privilege to procreate, profiles of profuse, promising, prophecy, some call preaching, with the profile stripped to push away alliteration. I push away segregation. I write for my kids. I write for my elders. I write for God, Buddha, the gay, the straight. I write for purpose. Why do y'all write?